Okay, so this next video is going to be a little bit shorter. I just want to go through a couple of the examples that I had. This case study 4, it is a little heavy on, conversions and calculations, and that's not always what linear regression is about. The main thing here is prediction, okay? This prediction with case study 4 required us to do some unit conversions. Let's look at some examples where we aren't required to do unit conversions. Okay. A student who waits on tables at a restaurant recorded the cost of meals and the tip left by single diners. The meal costs span from $4.75 to $26. In the line of best fit is y hat equals 0.15x plus 2. What tip amount would be left on an $11 meal? Okay, so one of the first things we should figure out is our x and our y variable. Okay, so we have two things that we're talking about. The tip amount, you're talking about the tip amount, and we're talking about the price of a meal. So which one of those depends on the other? Right, tip amount is going to depend on how much the meal costs, or if you didn't know that, it should. The more your meal is, the more you're supposed to tip. Okay, so what tip amount would be left on an $11 meal? So if 11 is X, well then I'm just going to take my line of best fit right here, okay, and I'm going to plug in 11 for X. All right, take a moment, pause here, use your calculator. You should get 3.65. So for an $11 meal, we can predict that the tip amount should be $3.65. Okay, second question. Second question. What tip amount would be left on a $22 meal? Okay, so same thing. Tip amount is Y, 22 is X. Okay, so we're going to be plugging in 22 in for X into our line of best fit. And when you do that, you should get $5.30 as the tip amount. Part 3, what tip amount would be left on a $35 meal? Okay, so again, this is Y, and the 35 is X. Okay, now before you start plugging in 35, do you see anything that might cause us some concern? Okay, the answer to this one is going to be extrapolation. Extrapolation because this is the range of our X values. We should only be plugging in values for X between the values of $4.75 to $26. Okay, and so since this meal amount of $35 falls outside of that range, that would be extrapolation. We should not answer. We should not try to make predictions for that price. Okay, so the table below gives you the number of hours spent studying for a science exam and exam scores. The line of best fit is y hat equals 63.927 plus 6.0887x. Use the model to predict the following. Use the model to make the following predictions. Okay, something we didn't point out on the last one, which would probably be good to point out, is, okay, for this example, part B, so I'll just say up here, part B. Okay, what is beta 1 hat and beta naught hat? Okay, so beta 1 hat, that's going to be the slope. That's going to be what's connected to the x. So 6.0887. Okay, beta naught hat, that's going to be the y-intercept. That's going to be the standalone number. It doesn't have anything being multiplied to it. And that's 63.927. Okay, so that is all for part B. For what are the intercepts for part B? Okay, let's go on to actually answering this question. Part 1, what can you reasonably expect to score on the science test if you study for 3.5 hours? Okay, so one of the first things you should ask yourself is, can I plug in 3.5 hours? Sure. So X is going to be our hours, okay, and Y is going to be your grade. Okay, so yeah, our X's go all the way from 0 up until 5. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our line of best fit given in the problem, and we're going to plug in 3.5 for X. And once you do that and you plug that into your calculator, you get 85.24. And since we're talking about grades, that's a percentage. So if you study for 3.5 hours, you can reasonably expect to score around an 85.24%. Okay, part 2. What if you study for 8 hours? Okay, are we allowed to plug in 8 into our line of best fit? Okay, our X values start at 0 and go up to 5. So 8 is outside of that range of what we know about. So this problem would also be extrapolation. Okay, can you physically plug in 8 and get a number? Sure. Is it going to be a bad prediction? Yes. Okay, don't make bad predictions. That's what's going to be called our extrapolation. Okay, well, thank y'all very much. This is going to be the last video of the semester. You have made it. Congratulations. Please email me with questions as they come up. All right, have a good day, guys.